I share the tools you need and I need and we deserve to live the life that we love. You know, one of my favorite things to do in this show is to have conversations, to spark comments and to spark dialogue and to create a little bit of disruption. So in one of my episodes, Disempower Your Negative Thoughts, there were like nearly 300,000 views. And so many of you wanted to talk more about that. You wanted to talk about, why am I lying to myself? Why do I lie to myself? How do I stop lying to myself? And so we want to deep dive into that. If you're ready, I'm ready. You know, so many people talked about facing moments when they're in self-reflection and they're questioning themselves, or you repeat a behavior and you ask, why did I do that again? Have you ever asked the question, like just hit me up in chat if you've ever asked the question, how did I get here? Hold on, again. I know I've asked that, like, how did I get here again? Might have been a different person, but the same scenario, right? And so why do we do that? Like, why do we lie to ourselves? Why do we set ourselves up for frustration? Like, it's enough that the world, at times doesn't necessarily work on our behalf at times. Situations may not work out on our behalf at times. Why is it that I'm lying to myself? Why is it that I'm not working on it? That's a great question. Like, you guys went wild when I asked you that question. You went absolutely wild, bunkers. So in this episode, I want to go into a deep dive on how you can really expose the truth. What does it take to expose your truth? First of all, courage. Be ready for whatever comes out. You can handle it. Hello, note to self, hashtag, I can handle my own truth. Just say it. I can handle my beautiful truth. I'm really, really good at this. Or I can handle my messy truth. You know what? I keep ending up here again. I used to get a stack of mail from Wells Fargo, and I never opened it. Why? Because I knew what it was. NSF, non-sufficient funds, non-sufficient funds, non-sufficient funds. Now, and for years, I opened the mail from Wells Fargo, still with the same bank, and now I know it's something different. Because I had to look at that like, Lisa, you are creating this reality where you keep getting these little thin envelopes. It wasn't a lot because there was one sheet of paper in there that said, oh, by the way, did you know that you did not have enough money in the bank for the check that you wrote? And oh, by the way, do you know that that's going to cost you $35 additional? So that was my reality. I had to accept that truth. You are creating this financial chaos. I can't get mad at my bank. So step number one is have the courage. Have the courage to embrace your truth. Step number two, I want you to get rooted in your truth. Root to rise. Go into an internal game, internal validation versus an external validation. I know that's easier said than done in this social media polarizing world where everything is snapshotted, everything is filtered, everything is videotaped, everything is posted, everything is commented on, everything is thumb up or thumb down. Wait, hold on, pause, brakes. Internal validation is first and foremost. Root. Be willing to go inward. As my boy Sean says, there's a reason why a hurricane will knock down a 20-story building before it uproots a tree. Because a building does not have roots, but a tree does. So what's your core belief system? What's your foundation? What brings you joy? What's your success? How do you define your success? Nobody can define your success but you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your man, not your woman, not your kids, not your friends, not your career, not the title on your business card, not the balance in your bank account. You define your joy and you define your success, and you get to redefine it. You're entering into new seasons of your life. Listen, the way you identified it in 2018 may not be the way you identified in 2022. What does it look like today? Understand, and realize that self-esteem is self-understanding. Self-esteem is understanding and being fluid and flexible in who we are and where we are at any given moment. So I'll say that there's so many opportunities for you to get caught up in an external stimulation to cause you to lie to your internal selves. Car don't work. Oh my God, the world's against me. Relationship doesn't work. Oh my God, I'm not dateable. Your body transforms. Oh my God, this is always gonna be hard. Money is difficult. Look, there's 1,000 reasons why and 1,000 external experiences that may cause you to begin to lie to yourself. Let me tell you something. The truth is never changing. The truth is never changing. I would always say, you can get mad at that water is wet, but water is still gonna be wet. It's still gonna be wet because that's the truth. It's just the truth. Who you are, it's your birthright to have abundance. That's the truth. Your resiliency is not available to the circumstances surrounding you. That's the truth. The human spirit, your human spirit is unbreakable and unshakable. That's the truth. You might get taunted. You might get frustrated. You might get weary. You have a right to get tired. You might need to sit down. You may need to rethink it. You may need to restart. You may need to regroup. All of that might be true. That's okay. What else is the truth is abundance is still your birthright. Joy is still your birthright. Your human spirit is still standing up behind you. Whether you're laying down or sitting down, your human spirit is standing behind you saying, give me a command. Where are we going next when we're done with this? Remember, this show is not a monologue. It's not just a monologue. I do not just want to hear me talk. I want to hear you talk. I love your voice. I love your voice when you type in and you say, oh my God, Lisa, how did you so know what I was going through? Or, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to no longer feed myself lies. I don't want to feed myself lies on sterling silver. I want to feed myself the truth on sterling silver. Heck, I'll feed myself the truth on a trash can top. Just give me the truth. I'd love to hear from you. What was the biggest aha today for you from this particular episode? Whether you saw the previous episode or not, what stirred your soul? Or even if you saw the previous episode, what in this episode did you need to hear right now? And if this is the first one you've seen, welcome home. What about this conversation that jolted something in you? Be sure to subscribe. You know, we're a family here, we're a tribe here, we're a community here. We're kind of odd birds, but if you're an odd bird, a unicorn, a gladiator, then this is your spot. I love to push out what I believe to be necessary content, timely content, conscious content. Oh, if you're into mess, this ain't the spot for you. But if you love creation, if you love possibility, welcome home. After all, I'm your sister. This is your community. I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And every single time that I say, I believe in you and I love you, it is not because I've run out of words. It's because I do. I'll see you real soon.